Reproduction in mammals. There are three groups of mammals based on the mode of embryonic development. These three groups are: 1. The monotremes. Monotremes lack a uterus, therefore they do not have a placenta, so they are non-placental. These types of mammals represent a primitive group because they lack a placenta. After fertilization, the embryo is released from the female's body within an egg. So these are the egg-laying mammals, as shown in this drawing here. This is a monotreme, lays eggs which she actually incubates. Another feature of these monotremes is that even though they have mammary glands, that are glands that secrete milk, but these glands do not have specific points through which the milk is secreted. That is, they don't have the teats. So the milk is just secreted over the general surface of the glands, and the young ones are able to drink the milk from these glands. The young monotremes have teeth, which later on are transformed into beaks within the adult. And unlike other mammals, they lack the pinna, that is the external ear. They don't have an earlobe. So these egg-laying mammals include, they're represented by two groups. You have the dark-billed platypus and the spiny anteater. The spiny anteater is found in only certain regions of the world: South Africa, Australia, and parts of South America, while the dark-billed platypus is confined to Australia. So these are the monotremes. They lack a uterus, therefore cannot form the placenta. Hence, they must produce their embryos in the form of eggs, which are then laid, and thus the embryo complete development outside the female's body. So in a sense, they are oviparous. These are oviparous mammals since they lay eggs. The second group are the marsupials. Marsupials, they have a uterus, but it is not well developed. So the uterus is underdeveloped. And because of this, they give birth to underdeveloped young ones. The young ones complete their development in a special pouch on the mother's abdomen known as the marsupium. So the young ones are born when they are severely underdeveloped, and then they crawl into the special pouch, into the marsupium, where they complete their development. And within this marsupium, there are mammary glands with teats. So as they grow, they feed on the mother's milk released through the teats of the mammary glands. Examples of the marsupials include the kangaroo. Here you can see the young one obtained or contained within the marsupium. In fact, it's projecting out and feeds on the grass just like the mother. So in the later stages, the young kangaroo is able to feed on plant material just like the mother. So occasionally it comes out, feeds, then goes back until it is strong enough and independent enough such that it may not require to go into the marsupium. So as time goes by, the young one supplements its milk diet with the food that the mother also eats. The other one is the wallaby. Now, wallaby is very similar to the kangaroo, only that the wallaby is smaller in size. You can see the wallaby with the young one in the marsupial. Another example is the koala. Koala also is a marsupial. You can see the young one, they are contained in the marsupial. Now, the third category of mammals are the placental mammals or the eutherians. The placental mammals or the eutherians. The female of the eutherians have a well-developed uterus, and therefore they do develop a placenta. The placenta is a region on the walls of the uterus where the embryo obtains nutrients from the mother. So, within the uterus, as the embryo develops, so this is the female of the placental mammals, for example, in the humans. That is the uterus. And within the walls of the uterus, there's a region known as the placenta, through which nutrients are obtained by the developing embryo and the waste materials are released. So there is a well-developed uterus that develops the placenta. And then there will be 2 or more well-developed mammary glands with teats for the feeding of the young one once it is born. So the young one is born live and relatively well developed. And once it has been born, it feeds on milk from the mammary glands, which contains well-developed teats for the feeding. Examples of placental mammals, apart from the human beings, you also have pigs. You can see pigs with many pairs of mammary glands with very prominent teats. Here the piglets feeding on milk from the mother. Elephant is another placental mammal. See the calf feeding on milk, and even the aquatic mammals such as the whale do have mammary glands through which the calves, their young ones, are able to obtain milk from the mother.